I've hit the button, right? I've got a joke. This time.
Right.
Listeners,
I
last
hope
time.
it's better than the last one.
Listeners never heard the last one because
Thank
we cut
goodness.
it because it was
Outrageous.
it was too funny. It was too funny.
It was outrageous.
It was outrageous. So,
Anyway. Greg Wallace would get cancelled.
Yeah,
for
well,
that.
it would have done. Well, I don't know. Anyway,
Right, carry on.
so a moth goes to a podiatrist. And he
Right,
walks
hang
in.
on.
No,
what?
a moth
Goes to a podiatrist. Right,
podiatrist.
okay.
And he walks in, sits down. And,
The moths don't sit.
no, they do. In this story, well, they don't fucking talk or go to podiatrists either, but you're going to have to lean into the conceit if it's going to be a joke. So
He's in one of these moods.
No. So moth goes into a podiatrist, sits down, and the podiatrist says, "So why are you here?" And the moth goes, "Oh, let me tell you, I go to work every day, and I work for a guy, Lenny Kavitovic. And Lenny Kavitovic, he just hates me, and all I'm doing is moving boxes from here to there, and I think the only control he has is me moving boxes. I hate it. I hate my job." And I'm, okay. Then I go home to my family, and I hate my family. I hate them. I hate my daughter. She's there. She's looking at me with no love in my eyes. Wow. And then I go to sleep, and I wake up beside an old woman that I used to love, but now I feel nothing for. And my son, I look at him and I just see the cowardice in his eyes. Cowardice not to do anything. There's the cowardice that's reflected back at me. And I can see it, and I look at the loaded gun, and I wish I was brave enough just to end this.
Oh.
And the podiatrist said, "What?" I went, "Yeah, that's my life, doctor." He goes, Wait a minute. I'm a podiatrist. You should be seeing a psychiatrist. Why did you come and see me?" And the moth goes, "Well, the light was on." Welcome to the Good Brand Podcast. We are Good Brand Consultants, and my name is Stewart Steel, and I work for Good Brand Consultants. And joining me today, as ever, is Ms. Julie Murdoch.
Hello.
And Mr. Chris Lumsden.
Hello.
And and we're here to talk about brand and stuff about the brands, and tell great jokes that go on and on. I'd like to thank Norm MacDonald for that joke, because I do love that joke. So here we are again to talk about stuff. Chris,
Yes.
you were going to set this up, because this is the thing that I wrote.
It's always about you're bringing the quality.
Well,
so Stuart's written a thing about AI and branding, and it's not. Yeah. I mean, AI's everywhere, and people talk about it. At least it provides a distraction at the moment from the conversations about Jaguar's branding.
Oh.
But maybe we'll do one on that.
Oh,
no. Because what everyone wants to hear is another perspective on
I think it's
Jaguar.
You wrote an
Jaguar.
article called AI and Branding Moving Beyond the Buzz, and it's about kind of AI, it's about positioning. It was interesting, and I liked it. I gave it a big like on LinkedIn.
Oh, thanks, Phil.
What made you because you had a bee in your bonnet, didn't you?
Well, I was on the LinkedIns, which is about,
Right.
doom scrolling,
Uh-huh.
9 to 5 doom scrolling. When you've not got anything else to do, just do that. So I was having a wee look at
it's
that.
bad when you get to doom scrolling on LinkedIn.
Oh, I know. Let's go
All
to
the platforms are exhausted.
I know. Let's go to LinkedIn, and then you just find another field of shite.
You feel like that moth,
Yeah, I know. The light was on.
the branding moth.
And so, and there was not a client, somebody that we used to work for, who's very, very good and very, very clever, was kind of doing their thing, and they're promoting their product, and the product, which is very successful, it's doing very well for itself. It's in the medical field, and it was kind of AI powered, and it kind of made me sad, because it kind of was like all over the place. It's just like AI powered. It's AI. And it's that kind of superficiality in brand that I think within product teams seems very cool, because and we've had a couple of, can you just sprinkle some AI buzzwords in here, because like Bitcoin before it, and
we see it, the bandwagons.
Blockchain. Can you get some blockchain in here? I mean, and the interesting thing about, I think the differentiating thing between AI and other trends is that AI is going to stick.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is a thing. It's not a thing that's going to go up and then down. It's not a thing. Before
we jump into it, tell us your famous story about the bandwagons, because there was the one about that.
I mean, years ago we worked for a large company based down, and we were in as an agency in to see them, and the head of the digital what was it? The head of marketing or something came up to us running out of breath, and they'd just been hauled up by some director out of the board meeting, and came to us. We need a Web 2.0 strategy. I'm going, what? And it's that kind of, we need a Web.
We've heard of it.
Well, it's that it's Business Decisions by In-Flight magazine. So what happens is at the time when people were traveling, CEOs or bosses would be sitting in the thing, and we pull up the BA Business magazine, and then there would be the promotion about Web 2.0.
How it was going to transform everything.
We don't have one of these, by the way. Where's our virtual reality scenario? Because I've just read about it. So it was a Business Decision by In-Flight magazine. And so this is what happened. So it always comes up. We are at the... I mean, we've had other things. When I worked for a digital agency, the phone call coming in going, the BBC have just changed their website. We need one like that. So you just kind of... So, and this, but I mean, I do think the differentiator between, as I say, those other trends, blockchain, Web 2.0, Web 3.0.
Well, I suppose it's more
is there.
analogous to Web 1.0 because it did change everything.
Yeah, it's not really a trend, is it? It's a game changer.
Yes.
And I suppose in those days, people said our new web. People were desperate to promote their website. So you give some examples in the article that are quite good because it strikes me this is about positioning in a story about AI.
Yeah, it's about value. It's the proposition to your customers, and I don't think there is any innate value in and of AI. So, like anything, you've got to kind of go.
Do we think that consumers understand what AI is?
My understanding, looking at some research, they're now blind to it. Mm-hmm. It's everything's AI, and it's kind of going. And I read some research about going. It doesn't mean anything. It's a buzzword. And
sustainability.
Yeah, it's like sustainability. It's like all this. So
is it
AI
like
washing.
It's like having a badge in your car saying this car runs on unleaded petrol.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Yeah, you're going, oh well, still running.
It's also, I would imagine, everyone will have. I mean, everyone will have some level of knowledge about what AI is, but then a different
job.
Well, and a different interpretation of what that means and what it is. But I think it's then
AI power. I mean. I use in the article Notion, who are a note-taking tool, and they don't say AI powered. That label's not there, but it's kind of they tell you something that is compelling, which is talk to your notes.
Yeah.
And so that uses by using AI. So basically what you can do is say, hey, can you tie together all these notes? And that so talking to your notes is a thing you can get your head round and go, okay.
See, I think your example there about Notion is a really good one. And when you say it, it's obvious, right?
Yeah.
I suppose the question I've got is why do you think so many brands and even clients of ours, why don't they get to that? Is that because of the not thinking through the benefit to the ultimate benefit value to the
I think it's your stakeholders. I think there'll be. I think there's an investor stakeholder thing at the moment. I think that's where you see a lot of these trends coming in. It's like, we've got to do that because it sounds as if we're being progressive, and there's an expectation in the market that what is your Web 2.0 strategy? What is your blockchain strategy? What is your AI strategy?
Do you think it's becoming like the sustainability thing about there's some sort of regulatory kind of compliance?
So what is your ESG?
ESG.
I was going to ECG. That's your heart. That's not
ECG. ECG is something altogether different.
Right, no. So I think it is that kind of thing where there's an investor buzz around it, and sometimes it's just to buy you some time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say AI powered without getting into it, but
it's just like to go from 0 to 100 to be able to say we do that too, but without actually giving it any real considered thought about what it means for your customer.
100%. And it's if you're doing it right, the challenge is that you're actually, if you are using AI correctly in your product, you're actually doing your product a disservice by just saying AI powered. I mean, if you are using it correctly, and the client I saw, I have absolutely no doubt that they're using it correctly and wisely and probably innovatively, but the innovation is in what you do, not just what you say. To say AI powered isn't innovative. It's just not. We're now 2 years into the change.
So do you think part of it, you've talked about the investor kind of aspect of that. Do you think there is an element of consumers are motivated by something? Do you know what I mean?
I think there might be an earlier adopter thing, but I think generally people want to know anything. I mean, it's like, they want to know what the value. That's how they're not.
What it's going to do for me.
If everybody's saying AI powered on the landscape, but you're not actually giving you in that competitive landscape a reason to try.
It's like smart as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Remember
no,
the early
that's
days of
exactly
doing all
right.
the smart
Yeah, that's
technology, and
another-
it's like it was just slap it on, call it a smart thermostat, call it a smart
Yep.
smart fork, call it a smart anything, and
Phone.
then it's the
Yeah.
It's not
well,
a phone; it's a smartphone.
Well, and that was a differentiator because there was phones, but the kind of thing is you could see why it was smart because it was doing other things. Thermostats, which you just jump on it, is kind of doing. Though there isn't a definition around it. That's part of the challenge. I mean, AI powered is what, using an LLM? Is it using machine learning? That's just it, but it just gets you. It gets you over probably an internal line, probably an investor line, but it's not even close to hitting a customer line.
And it feels quite mechanical as well and almost robotic. It's like, what does it mean? And
But, but again, I think there's probably some marketing teams who are being pressured by going, because of that, it does sound futuristic and robotic and clean. But I think people buy.
So
there is
a fear of not being being seen to be left behind or behind the curve in terms of adopting it. So it's just like you say, slap it on, say that it's AI powered, and then the job's done. And without any real.
But
I think very quickly customers are consumers are kind of looking beyond that and go, well, what does that mean? Because it is everywhere and there is fatigue, and you're either going to ignore it or push down, and you've got to find. So that's why Talk to Your Notes is quite emotive. It's quite an interesting. The fact that you can talk to your notes, and that's new. There's something in that.
And it's back to Chris's point about is this a positioning thing? You're so what? We do lots of product positioning exercises about unlocking the value rather than just quoting features at customers, and that that is the 5 so whats. Do you know what I mean? To ultimately to define that value statement.
Yeah,
value
it's about the value to the customer first in the message rather than you and your technology.
Yeah.
Which is secondary.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is what we see a lot in B2B tech in general,
huge.
isn't it? About a lot of tech engineering-led, product-led tech companies who want to get so wrapped up in talking about how clever the technology is, they forget about telling the customer how it's going to solve their problem.
Do you think that's all it is? That's my point. Maybe asking the same question another way, but because it does seem entirely obvious when you explain it. Of course, you want to explain the value to the customer. Why doesn't it happen? Is it just because there's an intoxication around the new and they want to jump on a bandwagon rather than truly express that value in customer terms?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, no.
Next week. Yeah,
I mean, it's yes to everything. It's yes to everything.
Yeah.
I think there is a bit of all of that. I think you can go. Yeah, I think there's a bit of going. We can't be seen to be left behind. Because there is a especially in that.
And there is a thing about coming across as quite complex, and because there's safety in that. And I had that quote last week. I said to you, complexity intoxicates both the creator and the audience, drugging us with the illusion of wisdom. I think there's something in that from the brand owner. It's like, let's use these big words, technical words. We can hide behind it. Makes it sound really good. But
That's what a lot of branding firms do, to be fair.
Well, me too. Yeah. But to the reader or the end user, you're like, what does that mean? What does that mean for me?
And that's why and that's where the creativity of actually saying talk to your notes, because it doesn't quite answer that 5 so what, but it does lead you into the next. That's interesting, and I think that's the creativity in the copywriting to kind of go. AI powered doesn't do that anymore. It doesn't make you lean in. Talk to your notes. Does make you lean in to get to the so what, and you go, okay, so I can save time by connecting that note with that note when I hadn't thought.
And actually, in that case, and arguably in that case, saying describing the action of what you do rather than the benefit of or the value in that it saves you time is more explicit in explaining what the technology is doing. Do you know what I mean? Because you say talk to your notes, you're like, oh, cool, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It saved me time. Almost makes it more complicated in that case.
Yes, it does, because you kind of go, well, how? Here we go again. It's it's a bit of a so what. Well, it is a so what. So it's just kind of, I saw it there, and I think it's customers won't care that you use AI. They care how it makes their lives better. That's again, it's going to be everywhere. Arguably, it's probably in more places than you even know where it is just now to make kind of things easier. And you've kind of got to explain that now rather than just say, but AI powered. So, and do you think, this is maybe a stupid question, but because there's a lot of chat as well about the fact that it's not, a lot of this isn't new. It's not new. AI isn't a new thing. Is it just that it's kind of come into the consumer sphere and therefore marketing, and we're now trying to find a frame of words to describe it? Has it previously lived as product and it was always hidden in. I mean the AI, which is what it is, that when you do your sat nav, I mean, that's AI. That's working out something on a quite a level.
Predictive text.
Predictive text. I mean, what happened was ChatGPT came up with the best
just
product.
more mainstream.
It's ChatGPT is the product, which the best thing they did was, and that technology was there, but because they productized it, and the trick that they did was put each word up one at a time, that it looked like somebody typing. So it looked like there was an intelligence behind it, rather than just hitting a button and like a web page just appears. There doesn't, it
just used the 3 dots as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it still does that.
Yeah, so is it like the modern incarnation of that little paperclip thing that used to jump up and go, "Hey, it looks like you're writing a letter. Do you want some help?"
I mean, technically there was a bit of AI in that. I mean, that's kind of technically an artificial intelligence clippy. So it's kind of, but I mean, I think the product that GPT product was making you think there was some consideration behind the word by the 3 dots, like, oh, you're thinking about this, and then each word coming up like you're typing like a text. So that was the genius move.
So it's not somebody sitting at a big computer.
No, it's not.
Banks of people at a computer. No. So my question to you or us is, if that's how do we adopt that in our messaging to our customers if we are using it? And we do use it. We use it extensively every day. I suppose.
Well, do we? I would ask, do we even? Why would we talk? Why would we talk to our customers about
AI-powered branding?
I mean, I'm not necessarily...
So, listen, that'll be out there. You go and search it. But people saying that it'll do the
I know, but just because it's out there doesn't mean that it's...
I think, I think the point is we use it, but it needs a lot of help and direction, right? And you can't leave it on its own.
No, you can't. I mean, but then the same with any kind. I mean, it's like going, well, I can get paint. You know, I can get the paint. It doesn't mean to say I'm going to be a designer just because I've got that. There's a lot of things in there. But I mean, I think there is still... Supposedly, and I was reading a thing the other day, that the AI usage is underrepresented in surveys because people don't want their boss to know that they're using AI because it feels like then you're cheating, essentially.
You mean creating surveys?
Just,
you mean
no.
data?
It's like if people are under, so I'm
people
asking
who say that you're using AI, they're saying no.
People are saying, no, I don't use AI.
Oh, I see. Because it undermines the...
Yeah, because it's like going, well, I can't do it because my boss knew that I was knocking that great report that they loved out in 5 minutes rather than 10 minutes. Now, can you imagine the Weavers back in the day? I mean, there was fightings and burning it down. I mean, it's all kind of there. So but
I think I think we're reaching a point, and this will only, I believe, grow as a kind of customer or human perception. You can tell when something has been quickly done through AI. You can just tell versus something that's got some humanity in it.
Well, and it's, I was going to disagree, but then I've just been working on a project and I went, oh, you've AI'd the hell out of that. Normally, because it's still all in American spelling, you know, that's for me the giveaway that...
and it kind of flows in a way that says stuff, but doesn't really spaghetti-like.
It's like spaghetti.
I think that's the tell.
Slips through. It's getting better. I mean, Claude just did a thing yesterday where you can then give it examples of your copy and it will copy it. You know, your tone of voice. I mean, they know
I'm
that's
sure
a challenge. I mean, we're only 1 second after the Big Bang, really.
I know.
But
there was,
sorry, Jules.
No, it was just I can't remember. This is more tied to the previous point about there's also it's a separate point, but the point about how do clients and their teams actually, like you say, how do you use it to your advantage rather than being ashamed of it?
Yeah, I mean, we've created bots for clients that take the brand guidelines, and especially the tone of voice. You can put copy in, but what it doesn't do is spit the copy out. What it goes like, to get this into the tone of voice, what you need to do is this, 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 and this. So it's both a shortcut to better copy that's tonally correct, and it also shows you how you should correct it. And I think that's the important thing. It's not, I mean, we talked to a client last year who said, listen, you guys have done really, really good work for us. And my concern now is that when we put this through our team, no offense to the team, but it's never going to be at this level, and I'm worried about that because I don't want that thing. And that's exactly where AI can help, you know, because the teams can put things in and then you get it out, and the tone of voice is there, the structure there. You can tell it how to break up sentences. You can teach it.
Yeah,
but that isn't.
That's a whole different training aspect of, or not training, but that training aspect is a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. So
do you think we just need to get? Do you think we need to get past the kind of stage of fear of it taking jobs and being seen as a cheat to what's that going to take? Just people to understand how to better use it.
I think it's the curse of the term AI. If I sold you if I said to you, I've got a content proof checking tool, you'd go, yeah. What that is, but it's the AI that makes it, because it is incredible. You see it there and go, write me a story. I mean, I make it do rap, so I sing to my child, my son. I say, and then he'll go, you AI that. I went, how dare you? I'm a natural rapper. I've just got to type it out first. So I mean, you kind of see the thing that can the magic behind. I mean, it is, we would live in a world of wonders, and you do stuff and it comes back. To your point, Chris, it does need. It's not. It's in and of itself. It's not good. But if I said to you, we've got a content proof, and this is the thing about not using AI as a selling tool. It's about how does this help you? Well, we can hear. If I went out to a client, we've got a thing that will always make sure that your tone of voice is correct. To bite your arm off. If we said AI, that's the thing that changes.
Well, that's what's happening though. The delivery aspect of our work, the stuff that you create and do, design and write, will become cheaper and shorter, quicker. Because of AI,
yeah,
and that's our opportunity to capture that proposition and the value in that to our client base. That's our job.
Yeah, no,
indeed.
So I just think it's the kind of as I say in the article, it's not about how can you sell AI. It's how can you help customers in a way that happens to use AI.
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing. That it's not the AI in of itself is nothing really. Well, of course it's something, but it's not. It can't. But
in itself doesn't have value to customer. You need to still be able to. You need to, like anything, like any other aspect of how clever your product is. You need to explain what the
value is to the customer. And that's why it's about positioning.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Did you? I thought you had a killer question.
No, I kind of asked it.
All right. Okay. Wasn't all right.
Wasn't that much of a killer? Was it?
So, what was I was there. I was on the edge.
Chris the Killer Lumsden, that's what we call him.
Next podcast, it'll just be an AI me.
Oh, no way, Chris. I mean, we're advanced, but we're not that advanced.
No, you're not.
I mean,
it's better than that, though, isn't it?
I know. Anyway.
Right, okay, lovely.
Watch the roads. Bye.